ESG and the governance side of things, I have to admit that I'm immensely cynical about this. And this feels like a Hail Mary from an investment industry that has been unable to perform to the level where they would like compared to the fees that they charge. So they're wrapping stuff up in green marketing and saying, obviously, we can't beat the index, but you can not beat the index and feel good about saving the world. But first of all, I just think that there is elements of mis-selling going on here, that people are selling ESG investing as a way of not just you can do well and still do as well as the market, but actually beat the market because these are hot, sexy industries. So I think that has potential major pitfalls, as some big asset managers are discovering now. And I also think it's unfair to lump the investment industry with this gargantuan responsibility to change the world. I have a huge actual appreciation for what the investment industry has done for the modern world. Channeling savings to productive investments is one of the most important roles you can have in a capitalist society, and it's done generally that job pretty well. But the idea that asset managers should have to take responsibility for, board representation, social issues, climate change.
My sense is I would look at three things. I would look at the future investment environment. The discussion about passive and active now is relevant, but we also have to consider that we are at a pretty advanced point in the bull market, and the next 5-10 years might be very different. We might have lower returns from a high starting point, and passive might not be sufficient to produce the returns you need. And I think that in that environment, active ETFs might make more sense rather than passive. In fixed income, if there is a period of financial repression where real yields are negative, maybe you offer clients products that capitalize on borrowing in negative real yields and investing in positive real yields by companies that benefit from inflation. But the second point I would make is also that we talked a lot about passive versus active, and active is always, we mean active as just public equities. But as I've mentioned before, I think that the theme that has been raised by the Robin Hooders and others in the last year is that people want to see finance being democratized. And I think blockchain technology, digital ledger technology allows for greater participation in small and mid-sized companies, which are crucial for employment, which are crucial for new ideas, and which should not be the domain of just a minority of wealthy investors. And I think finally, it's just a question of keeping a close tab on generational issues.